Over the past couple of weeks, my co-founder and I have been building an AI workforce to run our brands and business, and has changed how we operate on a daily basis. In this video, I'm going to walk you through what it is, what we've built so far, and how you can actually start bringing this in and applying it to your own brands and businesses. Now, if you don't know me, I'm Brad. I've grown my own personal brand on Instagram to over 63,000 followers. I now help coaches, experts, and creators do the same through our community and monetize yourself. This AI stuff is honestly the most exciting thing I've seen in the personal branding space, and no one is speaking about it. So let me show you what the system actually looks like. 3 layers, each one built on the last, and the outer layers where your actual AI team members live. Your sales director, content writer, market researcher, operations manager, all working on the same foundation. So if you're building a personal brand and you're still doing everything manually, this is going to change how you think about it. Before I walk you through the 3 layers, you need to understand why most people get terrible results from AI in the first place, because that's exactly where we were a few months ago, right? Most people use ChatGPT, they type, write me a post about personal branding, and they get back something that could have been written by literally anyone. It's flat, it's generic, and it doesn't really sound like them at all. So they go, oh, AI doesn't work for content, and go back to doing everything themselves. The AI was never the problem, right? You gave it nothing to work with. No voice, no positioning, no audience info, nothing about what you sell. You handed it zero context and expected it to sound like you, which it just won't, right? That's like hiring a content strategist on day one and saying, just stop posting. No brief, no brand guidelines. Of course, the work that you get out of it is going to be pretty bad. So the system that we've built is based on one core principle. AI is only as good as what you give it to work with. You build from the inside out, and then on top of that foundation, you build your AI team members. And because they're sitting on top of real context and real data, they actually produce work that lands up being useful for you and your business. So that's the model. 3 layers inside out. So now let me walk you through each one of these layers so you can apply it to your brand and business. Okay, so the first layer is context. This is the foundation that everything else is built on. We wrote 5 short documents that live permanently inside our AI workspace. Your voice, so how you actually talk. Positioning, what makes you different. Audience, who you serve. Offer, what you sell. And the playbook, the SOPs, the styles of content that you know work well for your brand. Think of this as a briefing pack. So if you hired a brand strategist tomorrow, this is what you'd hand them on day one, so they could actually do good work. Except this briefing pack just lives inside of your AI permanently. Every single thing the system creates pulls from those 5 documents. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this one layer changed everything for us. After we added those 5 documents, it went from useless to genuinely useful. Right? Same AI, completely different results, because now it actually knows who you are. So here's what I want you to do. You can build this today. Write those 5 documents: voice, positioning, audience, offer, playbook. Drop them into Claude or ChatGPT as a project. I'd recommend Claude, is just way better for content. That's then your starting point. Last week, we launched a product that takes those 5 documents and turns any AI into a world-class content strategist. It's in the first link in the description if you want to check it out. The second layer is data. This is where the system goes from knowing who you are to knowing what's actually happening in your business. Right now, most people check their analytics when they remember to. Maybe once a week, you open Instagram Insights, get a rough sense of what's performed, and then go back to creating based on gut feel. Your AI has no idea what's actually working with your brand currently. What we built pulls that data in automatically. Instagram metrics, YouTube performance, engagement rates, all of it is pulled on a schedule into the same workspace the AI operates from. So now the system doesn't just know who we are, it knows what's performing, what's trending, and what our audience is actually responding to. And this is where the layers start talking to each other. The context layer tells the AI who we are. The data layer tells it what's working. So when you put those 2 together, you've got a system that can actually make smart decisions about your brand, not just based off of feelings and vibes, but actual real information. If you want to start doing this for yourself, even just copying your last month of analytics from Instagram or YouTube into a document and dropping it into your AI workspace, like a project folder in Claude, will make a huge difference. It gives it something real to work with to optimize your piece of content going forward. If you're building a personal brand, audience first business, and you're finding this helpful, hit subscribe, like, leave a comment, because over the coming weeks, Abe and I are going to be documenting every step as we build this out. Each layer is getting its own deep dive video where I'll show you exactly how you can set it up for yourself so you can build it real time with us. Okay, so the third layer, this is the one that gets exciting. It's intelligence. This is where your AI team members actually live. So you've built the context, the AI knows who you are, you've fed it data, it knows what's happening. Now you can build team members on top of that foundation. AI systems that actually do the work for you and your brand. And because they're sitting on real context and real data, the work they produce is pretty good. I've seriously been surprised by the outputs that this thing generates. First one is the content writer. This is the one that we use the most. It generates content ideas, hooks, scripts, all based off of our voice, all aligned with what's performing well based off of the analytics and data. We've been testing it in our own content for weeks. Obviously, still refining it. It's not perfect. We've actually packaged this first one into a product. You can check it out, first link in the description. It turns any AI into a world-class content strategist, and honestly, it's made a huge difference for our brand and content. The second one is operations manager. This has changed my mornings like I can't even explain. I used to spend hours bouncing between emails, calendars, tasks, analytics, DMs, just to have an overview and understanding of what's happening. Now I get a single morning briefing message on Telegram. So what's happening on my calendar, my priorities, emails that I need to get to, how my content performed yesterday, and it's all in one message. So I read it and then I'm focused and I understand everything that's happening in the business and with the brand. So I have a lot more space to just think and start working on strategic work rather than just trying to maintain and understand where everything is at. The last one, market researcher. So this one we're still building out. The idea is a system that tracks what competitors are posting, what topics are gaining momentum in our space, what's performing for other creators, and feeds that back into the content writer. So the ideas it generates aren't just based on our voice and our data, they're also based on what's working within the market currently. And that's just three. Right? You could build a sales director that handles your DM strategy, a community manager that drafts responses, a strategist that spots patterns across all your data and recommends what you should focus on next. So once you have the context and data as a base, every new team member that you add on, like sales director, community manager, strategist, has that as a base so that the initial output is probably already like 80% there. And then you can tweak it and refine it so the outputs get better and better over time. Okay, to recap, the model is simple, 3 layers built from the inside out. At the center is your brand and business. Then you have context with the 5 documents that tell the AI who you are. Around that is your data, what's actually happening in your business right now. And on the outside is your intelligence layer, your AI workforce. Each member makes this entire system stronger. They can communicate with each other. The more that you utilize it, the better that it gets over time. And remember, you don't need to build this all at once. Start with the context, right? Fill out those 5 documents. That's where it all begins. Give the AI a clear understanding of you, your business needs, the direction you're going, maybe even personal goals. And already that is going to turn it from being generic AI slop to something that you can actually use in your content and with your brand. Each one of these layers is getting its own video where I go deep and show you exactly how to build it. And if you're a coach, consultant, or creator building a personal brand, subscribe because you'll see every step as we build this out so you can build it with us. As always, I'm trying to give you the stuff that no one else is showing you. Take it easy. I'll chat to you soon. Peace.